All right, it's March 3rd, 2026 that we're looking at today. It's the Virgo full moon and eclipse. It's the final eclipse in the Virgo Pisces axis. Ooh, that's interesting, isn't it? Yeah, because it's the harvest, Virgo, and it's the harvest of the harvest. This eclipse season, this last couple of weeks, have been weird, right? They've been weird. They've been significant. There's a lot going on, and they're in this strange space too, because it's a Virgo eclipse. Virgo is ruled by Mercury. Mercury is in Pisces. Pisces is where Mercury is at its most detrimental. Why? Well, because it's the only planet in all of the astrology that has a double plus. So it's in exaltation and in domicile in Virgo, which means on the other side, it's in its more challenging space. The discernment of Mercury, the purity of just plain Mercury, it's mostly Virgo. I have a whole theory on it. I won't go too deep into it right now. But on the other side, in Pisces, Mercury is the most diffuse. Let's put it that way. It's the least able to do its detail-oriented work and organization. It's kind of just like, whoa, what's going on here, man? And that's poetic. It's expressive. It's beautiful. It's emotional. It's a totally different version of Mercury. It's more difficult for Mercury to do Mercury in Virgo style Mercury, right? So that's why. It's the most boundaryless place for the planet that is the most of a chameleon. Mercury, wherever it goes, it just takes on that energy. And it's very, very clearly the messenger of that energy. So when it's in Pisces, it's doubling itself down. And it being also retrograde, we're thinking things over. I bet you are. I surely am. This full moon in Virgo is a total lunar eclipse. It's at 12 degrees. We need to think about, what does it mean? Learning about the South Node is really interesting, because it's a release. It's like you can't hold on to it too tight. There's something that's required. There's a revelation. There's always something that's being shown to us for a full moon. And when it's an eclipse, something different happens, right? Every other moon, it's luminescent and kind of pearlescent, this luminosity that we're used to. And then a total lunar eclipse, it's called a blood moon, because the shadow of the earth gets in the way of the light of the sun reflecting on the moon. So it turns red. There's science to it in the infrared, the light that still gets filtered through it. There's science to it. But that's why it's not completely black. It still gets some red light that comes through. So in this period, we are thinking about, where do we want to discern, right? Virgo's really good at discernment, getting rid of things, and that's what the South Node wants to do. So I think it's a really good pairing. There's something that needs to go. And a lot of it has to do with criticism or judgment. And what I see happening is potentially an organization of people seeing things differently, of letting go of those categories that do separate people. The last time the South Node was in Virgo was 18 years ago. There's been so much targeted separation into categories. And possibly this may be a culmination moment where it's like, okay, those categories are meaningless. The other side is Pisces. That's where the North Node is. That means we want to bring something into our life there. We want more Pisces in this situation to fill in those spaces. And that is a universal love. It's a spirituality that goes beyond. It's philosophy. It's a higher level contemplation of the universe. Now, Virgo and Pisces karmically have, they have some challenges. Virgo sees the perfection that's possible in this material world. When you go outside and you see a butterfly or a flower or, anything, it's like, if you really think about it, what a miracle it is. It's just an incredible thing that anything grows, that anything lives, that there's so much perfection in this world. And Virgo can see it. And oftentimes it sees how far away we are in other areas from perfection. And that's the challenge of Virgo. And that's what's always trying to do, is get to the point where things are a little bit better. Want to be helpful, want to make sure it's better. But we end up in this criticism, judgment, too many boxes, too many organizational patterns, too much. And the other side is Pisces, and Pisces is kind of the flip, right? So it sees this incredible spirituality. It's living in spirituality. It is spirituality, but it's living in the material world. So it's like this a little bit outside of the reality of the material. It's more emotional. It's more of a flow. It's water. So this morning I was outside. I've been obsessed almost with being outside lately and working on my garden, doing something very practical, cleaning, clarifying, very Virgo, because I want to harvest something in the future. I want to have good control over the food that I bring into my family's life. And I'm seeing things clearly in the world that don't work for me. And I don't want to be part of it anymore. I want to be part of the refusal. I don't want to put my energy into these certain systems. I don't want to put my money or my attention there. I'm choosing something different. And so I was out there this morning and I was listening to some stuff, and the song Edelweiss came on, and it was like a group of different people that have been on Broadway singing Edelweiss, and it was really cool. You know Edelweiss from Sound of Music. So Sound of Music takes place in 1938. And it's about this family, the Von Trapp family, and the captain Von Trapp. His name's George Von Trapp. I didn't really know his name was George until I had to look it up. His name's George. So George Von Trapp is the dad, and his wife has died, his mother of his 7 children, and he just kind of goes into military mode. He just goes into this, like, I'm going to make sure everything's there's no more music. His children respond to a whistle. Each one has their own little whistle that they respond to. And no music, no fun, no childhood goofing off, none of that. You be perfect. You be good kid. You do exactly as I say. That's it. And that's how he created his reality and his structure. Then this Piscean thing comes into his life, which he doesn't expect at all. And it's this Maria, the nun, who has this free spiritedness. She runs up into the hills and sings the sound of music, and the hills are alive, and she sees spirituality everywhere and this beauty of this world and music and singing and love and family. And so she goes to this family, and inadvertently, somehow, I don't know, she just starts bringing that into their world. And the children are starting to be happy and express themselves again. And then George Von Trapp is like, what the? Don't do this. Don't do this. Don't do that. This is not the right way. There's something else happening, right, in this story, that Austria is being annexed into Germany. And he's a captain. He's a Navy captain. And so he's being pressured to go be in the Navy again for the war in Germany, right? And so he doesn't want to, because he's not German. He was Austrian, and he's not into it. He's not into this regime. So he's got a lot of pressure on him. And then Maria comes along and sort of messes everything up in his perfect world, his little structured environment. I can't exactly remember what happens, but he gets really mad about the music and singing and all that stuff. And but the children still are singing the sound of music quietly. Can't remember, but they're singing. And he hears them, and something inside of him just breaks open. You know, it's like this revelation. It's a full moon moment for him. And he realizes he's been too strict. He's been too rigid. He's been too judgmental. He's been too critical. He's been too cold, too much discipline. And he starts singing along with them. And he sings the sound of music with them. And they're like, whoa, what's happening? And after that, he starts to soften. This Piscean energy goes into this release that he needs to do. The Virgo stuff, it's too much. And so there's some balancing happening here. And the moment, the Edelweiss part is this moment. It's just a beautiful moment in the movie. He's singing about this flower, and this flower grows in the mountains. It's resilient. It can handle anything. The love for a country, the love for other people, fellow countrymen, and in the challenging time, that there still can be hope. There still can be something that always is there, happily greeting you. So he decides he's not going to go into the military, and he's got to run away. He's got to take his family, and they got to disappear. And so before they do that, they're like, oh, we'll sing at this festival, okay? And so the Nazis or whatever, they're like, okay, you go ahead. You guys can sing, but after that, you're going into the military. So he's like, okay. So out of nowhere, he starts singing Edelweiss. His voice breaks, and the Maria starts singing with him. And then the whole audience starts singing with them. And they all did it together. It was a very beautiful moment. It's like bringing together the best of Virgo and Pisces, of solidarity, purity, clarity, love, and camaraderie. All the things that are beautiful in this material world and the spiritual world blended into one through music and community. Yeah, so over the last 18 months, we've had to correct things, refine things, find a responsibility, structural alignment, and understand where the foundations are there. Anyway, something to think about on this Virgo full moon eclipse closure, harvest of the harvest. I'd love to hear your stories. If you have Virgo or Pisces nodes, how have the last 18 months been for you? How's this feeling, the culmination moment? I have Virgo and Pisces nodes, so yeah, it's been super interesting. I feel different on the other side of it, no doubt about it, no doubt about it. But there's also so much else going on in the sky and in your life and your chart and the changes with all the old outer planets moving and everything happening all at once, everything all the time all at once. Super Piscean stuff. All right, I like you just the way you are. Thank you for being here. Thank you for listening to my ukulele music. I'll talk to you soon. Okay. Small and white, clean and bright, you look happy to meet me. Blossom of snow, may you bloom and grow forever. Edelweiss, Edelweiss, bless